Coming up on WFT's First at 5, much is still to be done to aid the destruction and devastation in Texas, while authorities continue search for missing persons.
Plus, summer showers are just getting started in Florida. Stick around to find out how to best prepare for the month's weather.
And how financial issues led to new ownership of Alachua County Sports and Events Center. What it could mean for summer camps and future events. First at 5 starts now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
Resources from across the U.S. are pouring into Texas to aid in search and rescue as death and missing persons toll continue to rise. Welcome to First at 5. I'm Maria Rodriguez.
And I'm Nicole Muscolino. The death toll is now in triple digits as the count surpasses 100 on the fourth day of searches. Maribel Gonzalez has the latest from Kerrville, Texas.
I've never seen anything as horrific.
As search and rescue efforts in central Texas enter day 5, we're getting a clearer picture of the breadth of the devastation.
Just the magnitude is unbelievable. One of the worst that I've ever seen.
According to Texas Governor Greg Abbott, more than 20 state agencies, 1,750 personnel, and more than 975 vehicles and other assets are responding to the aftermath of the flooding. While the forecast for the area has improved, crews are still struggling against the debris and the elements.
It's extremely treacherous, time-consuming. It's dirty work.
Search operations are also taking a mental toll.
Hardest part is working through the emotions. We know that there's children missing and there's families missing.
Wellness professionals are on hand to support responders as they deal with difficult recoveries. Still, crews remain hopeful that more of the unaccounted for will be found alive.
There's always hope. I've done this long enough. I've found people 4 days later and 20 foot up in a tree.
In hard-hit Kerr County, where the majority of deaths occurred, the community continues to question the timing of state officials' response to the disaster.
It was between 4 or 5 when I got notified. Okay, but prior to that, in that 3 to 4 area, my understanding is, and we're in the process of trying to put a timeline. That's going to take a little bit of time.
In Kerrville, Texas, I'm Maribel Gonzalez reporting.
Marion County Fire Rescue says its search and rescue team arrived in Texas this afternoon. The team departed from the Florida State Fire College in Ocala early morning this Monday. It's one of 3 rescue units Governor Ron DeSantis is sent to Texas. They specialize in various rescue operations, including water rescue.
Now let's take a quick look at what our North Central Florida residents can expect in the skies this week. UF forecaster Reuben Roberts joins us live in the weather studio with what looks like a very humid weather forecast.
Right, so let's take a look at our current storm tracker. As you can see at home, we're not seeing much activity, although that is expected to pick up around 6 p.m. in the evening time. But I did want to look to the east of us. As you can see, it's a lot of activity over here. You're seeing a lot of lightning and heavier showers. I'll have more for you later on about that. Now let's look at the temperatures. It's only about 89 degrees, so 89 for Gainesville, 91 for Ocala, but look at the heat index. It tells the true story. It says it's about 89 and 91, but it feels about 99 and 102 for Ocala because it feels hotter than it actually is. Now, coming up, I will be talking more about a stormy week ahead. T-storms are likely tonight, and it is expected to be warm and muggy.
Financial issues are bringing an abrupt end to the contract for operating Alachua County's Sports and Event Center at Celebration Point. Alachua County officials say the operator owes more than $200,000 in unpaid fees. Commissioners voted unanimously today to have the county run the center starting October 1st. The plan is to avoid disrupting summer camps and events already booked. According to county commissioners, the decision to take control is not personal.
This is just business. The friendship thing, is not interfering in this at all. It's business, and I'm good with what our staff has put together.
The center hosted thousands of athletes at the World Indoor Masters in March, marking its biggest event in its 3-year history. Now, the county intends to handle operations for 6 months to a year until further plans are made.
South Florida took a historical step today as doctors implanted a brain microchip developed by a company backed by Elon Musk into a human patient. The device Neuralink began its clinical trials last year across the country and was designed to provide paralyzed people with the ability to control their smart devices using their thoughts. This week, quadriplegic military veteran RJ can turn his TV on and off by himself for the first time in 2.5 years after his spinal cord injury.
This device is completely invisible, to anybody else that interacts with somebody who has it implanted. The other thing that makes it very unique is how it's been miniaturized. It's a very small device.
As of now, Neuralink is able to grant patients basic technological control, but developers say much is to come in the future of the device.
This morning, Florida faith leaders representing more than a dozen denominations across the state gathered in Tallahassee to demand Governor Ron DeSantis pause executions. The plea from the diverse group of faith leaders comes after the state scheduled its 8th and 9th executions of the year. Florida already has the most executions in the country so far. The executions will also mark the most in a year since Florida reinstated its death penalty 50 years ago. Florida faith leaders have logged more than 100 signatures from constituents hoping to prevent the state's actions.
Alachua County Fire Rescue responded to a car accident in the town of Melrose today. The crash left a victim needing to be transported to the nearest hospital when their car flipped and trapped them inside after losing control in a construction zone. Alachua County Fire Rescue wants to use this as a reminder to be extra vigilant in construction zones while driving.
The Marion County Sheriff's Office says all 911 and non-emergency phone lines are down across Central Florida. You can reach Central Florida Emergency Services by sending a text to 911. The Sheriff's Office will provide updates on its Facebook page while it works to restore service.
School district grades were released this week, and Marion County Public Schools were bumped from a C to a B in the Florida Department of Education's newly adopted and more rigorous grading scale. 8 schools earned an A grade, 7 schools improved their scores, and 5 of them received a D as their final grade. In our other local counties, Alachua got a B this year, same as last year. Bradford County improved from C to B, and Clay County and Gilchrist County received an A.
If you're looking for a summer job, CareerSource is hosting its Summer Job Fair July 24th. Among those in attendance are AutoZone, Advent Health, and Fidelity Construction. Before attending, participants are encouraged to register at employflorida.com or update their registration. The event is from 5 to 7 p.m. at Howard Academy Community Center in Ocala. If you are interested in attending the event, you can check out CareerSource's website. All you have to do is scan the QR code on your screen for more information.
Coming up on First at 5, measles cases are reaching the highest numbers in 25 years. More on the 3 states facing the largest outbreaks.
Plus, President Trump once again extending a key tariff deadline, but hiking rates on Asian countries. How China is responding.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
President Trump is pressing the pause button on tariffs for now. He's extending a key negotiating deadline to August 1st, but as Vaughn Hilliard reports, plans are still in place to raise tariffs on Asian countries.
But we've done a good job. You've done a very good job.
President Trump talking trade and tariffs with his cabinet today, just a day after setting new tariffs for a number of countries.
In every case, they treated us far worse than I'm treating them. I'm treating them very good. I could go higher with the tariffs, but I don't want to hurt them.
Monday, the president sent letters to 14 nations, unilaterally putting those tariffs into effect on August 1st. That includes a 40% hike on Laos, a 30% increase for South Africa, and 25% hikes on goods from South Korea and Japan. And in a Truth Social post today, Trump stating no extensions will be granted, though he has already delayed them twice now this year. More letters expected to go out, including one to the European Union, which has been in trade talks.
They treated us very badly until recently. Now they're treating us very nicely.
The president praised China.
We're getting along with them very well. They've been very fair on our trade deal, honestly.
On April 2nd, President Trump declared blanket tariffs on nearly every country in the world, He paused those tariffs until July 9th so nations could firm up a trade deal with the U.S. But since then, the U.S. has only signed 2 frameworks to trade agreements, with existing tariffs imposed on steel and aluminum, foreign-made cars, and parts, among others. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the policy is working for the country.
We will have taken in about $100 billion in tariff income thus far this year.
In Washington, Vaughn Hilliard, NBC News.
Measles cases are reaching the highest number since the disease was eliminated in the U.S. over 2 decades ago. State Health Department data shows over 1,200 reported cases this year. The U.S. also recorded the measles deaths for the first time in a decade. Case numbers have increased after an outbreak in West Texas spread to other states. Experts say measles will have to spread through early next year for the U.S. to lose its elimination status. Texas, New Mexico, and Kansas are the states with the most measles cases. All other states are reporting less than 50 cases, with Florida reporting 4.
Now, several major medical organizations are suing Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and the Department of Health and Human Services over what they call a public health emergency. The lawsuit was filed Monday in response to Kennedy firing an entire panel of vaccine experts. The removal of the recommendation that children and pregnant women get a COVID-19 shot also turned some heads. The lawsuit demands immediate legal action and the correction of these changes. Plaintiffs in the lawsuit include the American Public Health Association, the Infectious Diseases Society of America, and an anonymous pregnant woman who was unable to get a COVID vaccination after Kennedy changed the recommendations.
An abnormally high heat index for North Central Florida, Gainesville at 97, Jacksonville at 100. I'll have more for you and more next.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Hurricane prep can be expensive, but next month, new tax exemptions in Florida are rolling out covering disaster prep items. Starting in August, items like generators, waterproof tarps, and fire extinguishers are covered in the tax exemption. Residents are encouraged to prepare well in advance of hurricane season. To build a disaster relief kit, you can visit Florida Division of Emergency Management's resource guide online. With hurricane season in full swing, I know that I'm always trying to stay prepared.
Absolutely, Nicole. We've been having more storms lately than usual. Reuben, tell us more about the weather.
Well, you're right, Maria. We have been seeing a lot of storms, and that is expected to continue even going to this week. But let's take a current look at our storm tracker. So playing at home, we're not seeing much showers and storms affecting our area. That is expected to change around 6 p.m. We could see a wave of showers and storms come through. But let's put an emphasis on the Clay County, St. John's area. So they are being swarmed. I mean, look at Green Cove Springs. I can barely recognize it because of all the thunder and the lightning affecting their area. Taking a look on campus, it is reflective of our storm tracker. So it looks to be about 88 degrees outside, but no clouds or showers approaching us as we speak. But let's look at our satellite and radar. We want to zoom out really quickly. We wanted to highlight more of the New York North area. A front is passing through as we speak. Philadelphia, New York, they are being affected by this front as they are under severe thunderstorm watch. But let's move down south. Let's go and look at southern Texas. So near Houston, you can see this circle. It indicates that they are under flood, like they are seeing flooding in their area. The showers, it was in central, but it has moved more southward. Let's go back home. Now, Wednesday morning, it is expected to be about 75, and for the highs in Alachua County, 90, the highs in Marion County, 90. But let's take a look at our Futurecast heat index. This shows, although it was blazing hot today, it's only going to get up to 92 in Gainesville. Live Oak at 88. Earlier, they were at 105, so they are grateful for this heat index to be more relaxive tomorrow. But let's look at our Futurecast. So the Futurecast covers going in the morning. That is your time to go mow the lawn. That is your time to walk the dogs. That is your time to go outside, maybe go to the park with your kids. But North Central Florida will be seeing more shower activity, more storm activity as we go from lunchtime into the evening. But as the night goes on, showers and storms are expected to mostly disperse. Let's look at our 7-day outlook. They all are very reflective of each other. They all appear to be about 90s. 90s are going to be your highs. It is a good chance showers and storms could be affecting us all throughout the week, but we aren't expecting to get swamped out. There isn't a guarantee that showers and storms will affect us every day this week.
And coming up in sports, a former Gator is getting set for the Wimbledon quarterfinals. And as of today, you can now win a national championship with the Florida Gators. College football 26 is out, and Florida fans might be shocked to see who is the highest ranked Gator. More on that and others next during sports.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Gator basketball players have been in action during the NBA Summer League. Walter Clayton Jr. and Will Richard have both seen the court in the past few days. Clayton Jr. faced off against former Gator teammate Zion Pullen last night when the Memphis Grizzlies and the Utah Jazz took to the court. Clayton had 4 points and 6 assists in just over 24 minutes of play, and Pullen had 10 points and 9 assists and a buzzer beater to end the first half. The Jazz won the game 112-111. Will Richard has also featured in one game for the Golden State Warriors where he scored 16 points and went 8 for 8 from the free throw line. College football fans have a new task starting today: build the next dynasty to last a generation. EA Sports College Football 26 is available starting today. Gator fans have a lot to look forward to with next season's team. As a team, the Gators are ranked number 12, but who is the best player on the team? Redshirt senior and starting center Jake Slaughter holds the crown for the highest ranking Gator in this year's game at 92. Starting quarterback DJ Lagway is the second best player on the team, being ranked 90, but is not in the top 100 players overall. Will Richard is back in action tonight for the Warriors against the Miami Heat in the Summer League. From the sports world, that is all for now. When we come back, we will have one more look at the weather.
Let's take one last look at our 7-day outlook. So showers and storms are expected to be affecting us all throughout the week. The temperatures are higher than normal. They are touching the 90s, mid-90s, and potentially low 90s.
Thank you so much for joining us, Reuben. We're here back tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
Thank you for watching us and have a good night.